They lied to you. Your entire life, every thought, every belief, every goal, you didn't choose any of it. The system chose it for you. You were programmed to be weak, to be broke, to be a slave. And the worst part, you think this is normal. You think waking up tired, going to a job you hate, struggling for money, waiting for permission to live your life is just how the world works, but it's not. It's a trap. And if you don't wake up now, you never will. Right now, there are two types of people watching this. The first type already feels it. That fire, that unease, that deep voice inside that's screaming, I was meant for more. You don't need convincing. You know the system is rigged. You know you're being lied to. But the second type, the second type is in danger. Because they'll sit there making excuses, pretending they're doing fine, telling themselves life isn't that bad. And that's exactly how the Matrix wins. By keeping you comfortable, by making you accept average. But let me tell you something. If you're not rich, if you're not powerful, if you're not in control, then you are nothing to them. A pawn, a disposable worker, another name in the system. And if you don't wake up now, if you don't take back your power, then in 10 years and 20 years, you'll look in the mirror and realize you lost. And by then it'll be too late. You wake up every single day and the world around you is a lie. A fabricated, carefully orchestrated illusion designed to keep you weak, afraid, and compliant. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to question. They don't want you to realize just how deep this rabbit hole goes. But I'm here to tell you, wake up. Because once you see the truth, once you understand what's really happening, you can never go back to sleep. People ask me all the time, Andrew, why do you say the things you say? Why are you so controversial? And the answer is simple, because the Matrix doesn't want you to think. They want you distracted. They want you arguing about nonsense while they strip away your freedoms, your wealth, your masculinity. Every single thing that makes you a man, everything that gives you power is under attack, and you don't even see it. The Overton window, the range of things you're allowed to talk about has been shrinking for years. You can talk about trivial nonsense. You can discuss what color to paint the walls. But the second you ask, who built the walls? Why are we inside them? You're labeled a conspiracy theorist, a misogynist, a dangerous thinker. They silence you, they cancel you. And why? Because if you start thinking for yourself, you might start asking dangerous questions. You might start seeing the puppet masters behind the curtain. And once you see them, you realize the game has been rigged from the very beginning. The world is not run by politicians. It's not run by the people you think are in charge. The world is run by the unseen, by the ultra wealthy, by the bankers, by those who hold the debt. You think elections matter? You think your vote counts? Do you think the people you elect have any real power? Look at the world. It doesn't matter who you put in office. The wars continue. The debt rises. The borders remain open. The family unit crumbles. Nothing changes. You can sit there and believe the lie if you want. You can tell yourself, oh, they're just incompetent. But let me ask you, when was the last time incompetence made you richer? When was the last time a mistake benefited you? The system is not broken. It works exactly as designed. It's designed to keep you weak, distracted, enslaved. They don't need whips and chains anymore. They have propaganda, they have social media, they have fear. And you, yes, you are being played like a pawn on their chessboard. The real war is not fought with bullets, it's fought with ideas, it's fought with information, it's fought by controlling what you see, what you hear, what you believe. They flood your mind with garbage. They tell you that being strong is toxic, that being successful is oppressive, that being a man is wrong. And while you sit there arguing about pronouns and reality TV, they take everything from you. Your land, your wealth, your power. Do you think it's an accident that masculinity is under attack? Do you think it's an accident that strong men are demonized, ridiculed, and erased? Weak men are easy to control. A strong man cannot be controlled. A strong man builds. A strong man fights. A strong man resists. And that is the one thing the Matrix fears more than anything, a man who cannot be broken. And let me make something clear. I was not chosen for this war. I was not handpicked to be the voice that wakes people up. But I am here and I am speaking because I cannot sit by and watch the world burn while good men do nothing. I have seen the truth. I have seen behind the curtain. And now my mission is to wake you up. They want you poor. They want you afraid. They want you dependent, because a man who relies on the system can never rise against it. And that's why they've structured everything to keep you weak. The food you eat makes you sick. The media you consume makes you dumb. The schools you attend make you obedient. Every single thing in your life has been designed to break you. But the moment you realize this, the moment you take back control, you become unstoppable. Because the biggest lie they ever told you is that you are powerless, that you are just another cog in the machine, that you must accept your place, your fate, your mediocrity. That is a lie. You were born to be great. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be dangerous, but you've been domesticated, tamed, turned into a docile, obedient little worker bee who does as he's told and never questions why. And I'm here to tell you, enough. Wake up, get strong, get rich, get powerful, and take back what is yours, because the Matrix is real, and the only way to escape it is to become the kind of man they cannot control. They don't want you to be free. Freedom is a lie they sell you to keep you comfortable while they tighten the chains around your neck. You think you're free? You think you have choices? You don't. Every choice they give you is an illusion, a pre-approved selection designed to make you feel like you're in control, when in reality you're just playing the game they built. The Matrix is real, and it is everywhere. It's in your food, it's in your entertainment, it's in your government, it's in your mind. The world is run by a select few who decide what is acceptable and what is not. You don't get to choose. They decide what you can say, they decide what you can think, and the second you step out of line, they erase you. Look at me. Look at what they've tried to do to me. They deleted me from the internet. They called me dangerous. They said I was a threat. A threat to who? To the weak men they've created? To the society they've brainwashed into submission? The truth is, I am a threat to the system because I refuse to kneel. Because I refuse to be silent. They fear men who think. They fear men who question. They fear men who stand up and say, no, I won't comply. And that is exactly why they push weakness onto you. They want you broke, sick, and dependent. They want you overweight. They want you addicted to their entertainment, their distractions, their mind-numbing nonsense. They don't want you to build. They don't want you to fight. They don't want you to wake up, because the second you do, you become powerful beyond their control. Everything they do is to keep you inside the cage. And the worst part, you built the cage yourself. They don't even have to lock the doors anymore. You do it for them. You convince yourself that success is too hard, that being strong is too much effort, that being rich is for other people, that being a warrior is outdated. You tell yourself these things because they programmed you to believe them. They gave you the code and you accepted it without question. But let me tell you something. The world does not belong to the weak. It never has. It never will. The world belongs to those who take it, to those who refuse to accept mediocrity, to those who understand that every second of their life is a battle for control, and the only way to win is to fight back. The Matrix wants you obedient. I want you powerful. The Matrix wants you distracted. I want you focused. The Matrix wants you broke. I want you rich. You have a choice. Every day you wake up, you decide, are you going to be a slave or are you going to take control? Because no one is coming to save you. No politician, no activist, no movement is going to give you your power back. You have to take it. I've seen men break under the weight of the truth. They hear this, they realize they've been lied to their entire lives, and they crumble. They get angry, they get depressed. But that's what weak men do. Strong men hear the truth and use it. They take the anger, the pain, the betrayal, and they turn it into fuel. They say, fine, you want me weak, watch me become the strongest. You want me broke, watch me build an empire. That is the mindset of a real man. That is the mindset of a warrior. You are being tested. Every single day, the Matrix throws obstacles in your way, trying to see if you'll fold, if you'll quit, if you'll accept your place in their little game. And most people do. Most people roll over and say it's too hard, it's not fair, the system is against me. Of course it's against you. That's the point. That's what makes this worth it. The battle isn't supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would be free. But not everyone deserves freedom. Only the strongest, the smartest, the most disciplined escape. And that's why they hate me, because I show you the way out. I show you that you don't have to live like a slave, that you don't have to accept what they give you, that you can build your own kingdom, live on your own terms, be untouchable, and that terrifies them. They know that once enough men wake up, the system collapses. They know that if even a fraction of the world's men decide to reject the programming, to become powerful, to build instead of consume, to lead instead of follow, the entire structure they built crumbles. And that's why they fight so hard to silence people like me. That's why they fear the truth. But the truth cannot be killed. It cannot be erased. It will spread, and more men will wake up. The question is, will you be one of them, or will you stay plugged in, living a lie, waiting for permission to live like a king? The choice is yours. You have to understand something. The world isn't fair. It never was. It never will be. The biggest lie they ever told you was that life is supposed to be equal, that everyone should have the same opportunities, the same outcomes, the same success. That's not how it works. That's not how it's ever worked. The world belongs to those who take it, to the men who refuse to be weak, to the warriors who understand that in this game, you either win or you lose.
Tate, can you please explain exactly how to get over a breakup? I just went through a major breakup, and you have never explicitly spoken about the topic.
Sure, I'll talk about it. First things first is that going through a breakup sucks. And every single man out here, no matter what they say, understands how bad it is to go through a breakup and understands what heartbreak's like. It's difficult, it's not easy. I'd actually like to argue that men feel more heartbroken than women. I think that's
facts.
I think it's true, and I think it's because one of the possessive element that we have, the idea of her being with someone else hurts more than the idea of you being with someone else to her. And secondly, because you have a lot less options than she has instantly. So I think that breakups are worse for men than they are for women, and I understand how difficult and hard they can be. However, unfortunately, the unfortunate reality is that chasing her and being dedicated to her and saying you're going to do whatever she wants, etc., is very unlikely to work. When I get a message from whoever and he goes, "My wife left me, I'm devastated," I say, I understand. I completely understand how hard it can be to lose a woman that you've given your entire life to, and you've done so many nice things, and then because of one thing you did, her innate and absolutely insane level of ungratefulness has turned her bitter, and she now talks to you like she hates you over one thing you've done after thousands of efforts showing how dedicated you are to her. And even now that you're prepared to die for her, she doesn't give a shit about you. I understand that pain. But my answer is good. It's still good. When bad things happen to me,
You love it.
I kind of enjoy it. And I think that maybe it's perhaps I just enjoy it for the story. Perhaps my whole life is not about trying to find comfort, it's trying to find challenges, and it's trying to find stories. I'll be very honest with you. Even in jail, my brother and I kept saying this is probably the best story, one of our best ever stories. That's what life is about to me. And if you were to say to me right now, Andrew, do you want to spend a year living in comfort and flying around the world and sleeping with girls and doing whatever, or do you want to spend a year in a jail in Mongolia? I'd probably choose the jail. Maybe I'm a sadist. Maybe I'm nuts. But for me, it's all about the challenges. It's not about the comforts. That's what I'm interested in. And I want to have stories to die with. Life, the purpose of it is to learn, and it is to struggle, and it is to suffer. And I don't think that we are put on the planet to be happy. I actually genuinely believe we were put on the planet to learn things and to struggle and to genuinely suffer. I think that life is suffering. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I think that if you want to be any kind of man of caliber, your life needs to be full of suffering. If you don't have that story of pain, you don't have a story at all. It's just the way the world works. You're not going to be a credible man who is respected if you don't have a bunch of pain and problems in your past. If you wake up and you're born as a man and everything goes exactly to the way you want it to, and everything's nice and easy, nobody's going to respect you, and you're not even going to be happy yourself. I believe that also the masculine imperative not only is to give, like we said earlier, but it is to overcome struggle. We look at struggles and we look at problems and we want to overcome them. When you're truly heartbroken, you can't even sleep. And your mind is constantly preoccupied. And instead of seeing that as a negative, what you need to do is use that as a source of unlimited power. If I was truly heartbroken today, let's imagine, and I could barely sleep, I'd be in better shape than I've ever been. I'd train like a fucking animal. You have to just take the energy inside of you. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. Whether it's heat into light or momentum into friction or however you want to put it, right? Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. And you have to look at that and understand that the sadness inside of you is energy. You can't destroy it, but you can convert it into something else which is constructive. And you just have to suck it up, buttercup, and get over it. And there's no other way to do it. And obviously having an abundance of women makes that easier. But I wouldn't even put it that way. I'd say if you were with a woman and you lost her and you're now lonely and she's going to be moving on and you're absolutely heartbroken and you're destroyed inside, I understand how difficult that is. But now you have genuine sadness inside of you, which is unlimited motivation for you to become a fucking beast, become an animal. And by the time you're finished becoming an animal, you won't care anymore. So if you really want to cure yourself, you just say, I'm going to get a six-pack and I'm going to get bigger arms. And by the time my arms are this size and I have a six-pack, then I'm going to think about that bitch. And you'll realize you don't give a shit about her anymore. Think about the biggest transformative stages in your life. Think about the times you got the most work done. It was a bad part of your life. You were heartbroken, or, you lost a house, or broke, or whatever. That's when you did shit. When everything was fine, when the woman's still sucking dick, the mortgage is paid, dinner's on time, it's kind of doop-de-doop-de-doo, little by little, do a little bit of work, do a little bit of relax. But the big events come from trauma. This is it. So it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code to climb the mountain. Anything in the world that makes you happy that you currently have, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a scenario, whatever it is, also has the exact inverse capability to make you extremely angry. So you have to accept this about
You're
life.
quite detached, man. you're quite detached from everything that you also own. You say you love it, but at the same time, you're okay with letting go.
Well, that's because I think I have confidence in myself to get it all back. And that's also because I have quite a lot of emotional control. Adult happiness for me is just a lack of absolute sorrow. Like, there's no such thing as cold. There's only a lack of heat. Scientifically, cold doesn't exist. Heat exists, and a lack of heat creates cold. Well, I think it's the same thing with happiness. There's no such thing as happiness. It's just a lack of sorrow. If I'm not grief-stricken, if I'm not sitting here and I'm really devastated, if my family members haven't died, if I'm not bawling my eyes out, if I'm not really struggling, then I'm a happy person because I'm not completely sorrow-filled. But I think a lot of people are somewhere in the middle, and they think because they're not at that giddy, childish happiness, there's something wrong with them. No grown-up adult is supposed to live at the fucking absolute peak of life's great, I'm happy. No one's supposed to live that way. And we're told we're supposed to live that way, and that if you ever feel a little bit sad, there's something wrong with you. That's not true. We're human beings. It's perfectly normal to wake up and be pissed off and be sad or be this or be that. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong with it is to sit there and believe that you need to start taking a pill to fix it.
Life as a man is pretty shit, and you're going to feel shit for a pretty large percentage of the time. But you're only going to ever escape that if you just perform regardless. You have to perform when you feel bad. As a man, you can't say, I will perform when I feel good. It doesn't work that way because our heads are too complicated and life's too complicated. There's too much on our shoulders. We have too much stress, too much pressure. Our heads are fucked. You have to be the kind of person who says, I perform regardless. Her revenge on you is instant. Her revenge on you is running, getting on a boat and fucking 5 guys and going out to party and you're sitting at home alone. Her revenge is instant. Your revenge takes a little bit longer. But it is a better revenge overall. It takes, like all good things in life, good things come to those who wait. Good things don't come instantly. Your revenge is going to be using that sadness, using that sorrow to become such an amazing man that she realizes she fucked up. Every single one of my exes realizes they fucked up. There's not a single person who's close to me whose life would be better if I wasn't in it. Every single one of my exes looks and goes, I wish I had top G still now. I just text my boyfriend my problems. He can't fix them, but Andrew fucking good. I'm sitting here on economy, takes on his jet. I'm fucked up. And so if you get to take that sadness and sorrow and truly become the man that you know you can become, then your victory comes. It's maybe a little bit delayed, but it's certainly not least coming, and you should be excited by that. You need to look that there will be a day where she regrets the decision she made. There will be a day where she understands that she fucked up and her life would be better if she kept it. And I'm going to prove it to her.
If you were to find the best men on the planet, I guarantee they've been through a bunch of terrible things. And if you listen to podcasts from any of the most interesting people on the planet, usually they've had hard, terrible lives. And you can use that trauma to become a better person, or you can let that trauma consume you and destroy you. But I thank God for all of it, because it gave me endless power to become the person I am. If you're truly angry or truly unhappy, then you can't sleep. And if you can't sleep, then you get twice as many hours as everybody else.